How about this? Can we run through the room and do introductions of like whether student or faculty in what department? That might actually be useful.
That might actually
Yeah,
be a
Mark.
good idea.
All right, I'll
Mark,
start.
what is this dog called? We don't know even the name of the dog.
Blizzard. It's a husky. We're close enough. It's not, but we'll call it.
Close enough. I used to have a
It's our
Doberman
VR
named
dog.
Bronco. He looks like Bronco.
Bronco works. All right, so introduction time. I'm Alan. I'm faculty meteorology.
Oh, you're Alan.
I am. Yeah. Sometimes I wonder though.
Mm.
Mark, we'll go this way around, so we'll have you do next.
Okay. Mark Gill, I run the Viz Lab, which currently completely exists in my basement.
Nice.
Marty Fitzer, I'm a student working in the Viz Lab.
Not
Josh
Viz Lab.
Blair.
Mark, you
Not
don't
part of the
look like
basement.
yourself. I'm sorry. Mark doesn't look like himself. Hey, Mark.
Oh, Mark, that's
I'm
all
Josh Blair. I
electrical
also
engineering.
work in the Viz Lab. Yeah. Student.
Josh, you muted yourself.
No? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm not muted.
No, we could hear him. There were just Mark and
Oh.
Josh were talking over each other.
Oh, okay.
So Mark from electrical engineering, Josh from the Viz Lab, Jeremy.
Yep.
All right.
You go next.
No, Plowman, we're gonna work around. I'll just call on people. Plowman, you're up.
Oh, okay. I'm Plowman. I'm with the library.
Okay. Kaylee?
I'm Kaylee. I'm a meteorology student.
All right, we're gonna ignore VizBot over here, VizLab Prime, which is the red robot standing here in the middle of the room, because why not? Michaela?
Hi, I'm Michaela. I'm a meteorology student. I TA for Alan and sometimes Rachel, but Alan right now.
Right. All right, Rachel.
Hey. I'm Rachel. I'm in atmospheric hydrologic sciences. I'm a faculty member here. So, hi.
Hi, Rachel.
I'm Tierney. I'm in the meteorology department and I'm a student.
And Kelsey.
I'm Kelsey Stack and I'm the student relations director. Sorry, I bugged out for a bit.
No worries.
Oh, Kelsey. Hi. I didn't know you were you. I'm sorry. Hi.
That's good.
Thanks, Mark.
One of the things that we're thinking of here with VR is one, just creating worlds like this where we can hang out and talk, and for all these people that are stuck at home that may want to catch up with their friends that they miss, this is a way to do it. The headsets are great, but even if you're doing this on a computer, you can still see your friends and interact with the dog who keeps looking at me, which is weird. But okay, cool. And then there's a couple other directions.
Man, that's weird.
I know. But then there's a couple other directions we want to go with this too. So the first one, Mark has set up back here, and I think only you can control the slides. But this is a slide that's posted live on the internet. We can work through classes and even teach in a world like this. So I could grab the laser pointer and point out that this is Mark, or here's an old VizLab logo I found online. But we could work our way through slides like we have set up here, show them to anyone, but literally teach and walk around, use hand motions if we want to show things, so on and so forth. So that's one piece of what we're thinking about in here for an education type sense, and you guys can all be in this room or a classroom or whatever else. So Mark's changing slides back here behind, which is cool. And then we want to go a step further still, thinking toward longer term, and look into doing something that uses 3D models like the dog you see here, but actually build 3D models of things in different disciplines that would be useful for showing off different things we want to teach, especially if we can do these things in 3 dimensions. So thinking bigger, having a more interactive world that we can play with is really what we're looking to do.
Kelsey.
Hi.
Hello, hello.
This took a little bit.
Yeah, oh, that's fine. So, so this is kind of what we're thinking of, but step one is getting everybody in here together that's interested in playing with this. If everybody's here in the room, like Mark and I are set up as the hosts for this room, So as a host or a moderator, I can turn people's microphones on so you can be heard at the same volume anywhere in the room. I can mute everybody so only a couple of us can talk, which might be useful for classes, for example. And so we could run
We can
all sorts
amplify
of
our
things.
voices so that everybody in the space can hear us.
Cool.
Right. So right now I'm amplified. If I were to go downstairs like this, I should sound the same volume to you, even though I'm far
Mhm.
away. But I can
Yep.
move
Yeah.
back upstairs
Mm.
and it sounds no different. But if you guys notice, there's the proximity sound, and that's just a setting we can change. So thinking toward potentially teaching classes in here, we need people, Mark and I have kind of figured, to run a course, you're going to need two people. One person up front presenting, and one person who's kind of moderating the room. So if somebody actually does, for example, have a question, they can call on them, unmute them, so on and so forth, to make them heard throughout the whole room. So there's a little bit of teaching involved, but this is the idea of what we want to build to. It's kind of weird looking at all the different people in this room, kind of like I'm teaching a course. It's weird. Kind of fun though.
It is different, right? And something that I've been thinking a lot about since last week is, we talk about virtual reality and being able to use virtual reality in education and looking at different educational aspects of virtual reality. And traditionally in the Viz Lab, we've been focusing, well, traditionally my entire career, I've been focusing on virtual reality as an experiential platform, right? I'm trying to recreate an experience, or I'm trying to deliver an experience or some information that is currently impossible for you to do. And for a lot of people, they think that's the focus of virtual reality. But social VR platforms like Altspace, they give us an opportunity to use virtual reality as a presentation means. And now we're solving a different set of problems than experiential virtual reality. Presentational virtual reality allows us to ignore geography, time, creepy little viruses, all sorts of things that might prevent us from assembling in person, and we still get the same sort of social interaction. I don't know about you guys, my mind is totally buying into this, even though two of you are robots and the rest of you are cartoons. That's, you know. So yeah, like Alan said, one of the things that we're hoping to do is develop spaces like this one that can be decorated with things that are significant to our students, our faculty, or different programs, and put them out here so that people who want to get into this space can just come here and hang out and chill. These don't have to be PowerPoint slides. This could be a mixer channel or a YouTube channel. It could be a Twitch stream, it could be all sorts of different things. And there's lots of popular hangouts where that's what they do. They get together and they watch games or watch a movie or stream a TV show together. And it provides that same sort of social quality.
Right. We can have bad weather movie night in here.
Oh,
Mhm.
man.
So
That would be cool.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, sorry.
So, we've got this space that I've built, and I've built a couple other spaces, and I'd like to get us involved in, from a student perspective, content creation and maybe logistics, event planning, that sort of stuff. I'd like to
And
start
the
hosting classes in
moderation
here.
so they can help TA.
Yeah, moderation is a skill unto itself. A lot of times for a big presentation, like Ellen was saying, there may be two, I've seen sometimes three people involved in
Yep.
making sure the presentation's running right, managing the world, managing the audience. I don't think moderation is going to be that big of a deal for like us because it's a college, right? Course registration is
Right.
sort of exclusive. And the events can be like this one. This is a private event. You got to know somebody in the event or get a special invite to the event to get in here. Otherwise, with this many people in the room, we'd have all sorts of randos just drifting in.
Right. Oh, with this many people in the room, there'd be a bunch of people on right now.
Yeah. And the way that typically works is if the room is open and it shows up on the popular list or it shows up on the ongoing events list, there's a bunch of people in there, then other people are going to be curious, wow, what are those 13 people talking about?
Right.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I had prepared to say.
I think some of the other stuff we may want to, there's one other thing that Mark and I have talked about doing, and that is using some of your help to build tutorial videos that will record like this, but record things in the headset or record things on the computer. How do you get to a world? How do you do things? So faculty or students who want to participate can actually watch a tutorial and see how this all works. You know, most of you guys are pretty tech savvy because you're in the room. Plenty of the other, I can at least vouch for the faculty, would be terrified of this world, but having some videos or trainings might make it a little bit more accessible. So getting some of you to help with recording short videos of what is a world, what is a template if you decide to go into building things, that kind of stuff we've talked about doing too, to increase adoption as we go along.
Do we have the option of creating objects in here?
Yes.
Or, I mean, maybe
Yes.
not in this world, this is your world, but so we can create objects?
Yes, and that's something else that we could help you with. So
Cool.
the way worlds work is, you know, everything is built on a template, like the walls, the lighting, the cozy sign, the waterfall and the pool, all that stuff is in the template. Then I build a world on top of that where I define a space that people can go into, and I can populate it with objects like the pictures on the wall and the video player on the TV and the plant in the corner and the dog, right? So those are objects. We can upload our own templates to make our own worlds. We can also upload our own objects to create our own objects that we populate the worlds. And where you draw the line between, should I put this in a template or should I make a project out of it, is it the kind of thing that I'm going to want to whip out of thin air and produce in front of a crowd? And it probably ought to be an object. If it's
Right.
static and I'm probably never going to move it, then put it in the template.
Cool. Thank you.
And that's maybe where the TA thing could help too, is say you could be teaching and we could have a student who's pulling up the object as you need them. So you can keep talking as opposed to spending your time searching through a menu to pull up what you want.
Right.
Right.
So that's another piece of, as we try to build toward class and do more things with it, we can play that way.
Cool.
All right, do we want to do a couple of world tours while we're here?
We-
It'd be interesting to
we
have a
could.
portal with 15 people going.
What was that?
It'll be interesting to have a portal with 15 people in it.
Oh yeah, this will be the most I've ever seen. All right, so what I'm getting ready to do is open up a portal to another world, and we're gonna leave this world behind and ascend into where do we want to go?
Hey, Mark,
Can we bring the
I got one
Mark,
that we went to last night if you want to check it out.
knowing
What,
that
what?
I'm gonna win, knowing that I'm gonna win the contest, let's be a prize who is gonna get lost first and who's gonna get lost that many times.
Oh, I've already accidentally turned off the
Oh.
headset, so
Right, I
it's
did that
probably going to be
too.
me.
No,
All right,
I'll
just
keep
point
it
to the
there.
blue dot and hit go, and I'll try to make sure everybody's in. All right.
I'm clicking.
Looks
like
What's
Jeremy-
happening?
Yeah.
No, it just says click to cancel, right? So
There we
it's-
go.
there's a
Yeah,
countdown.
Yeah, hang on a second. If you see that,
Yeah.
if you see that blue line, you're good.
Yeah.
Yep, I just got it.
So
I have to like
there.
All right.
Okay.
click it or something.
Is that everybody?
I think that is everybody.
Oh, I
Except
think
for
there's
the
a
left
blue
one.
line.
Oh, hang on a
Yeah.
second. Let me get.
That was me.
All right.
Oh,
This should be everybody.
11.
No, mine.
Hey,
doesn't
No,
work.
there's Lab Prime. We got one more to get.
Wait, did someone say that Mark Petzold was in here?
He was.
yeah, he was.
Okay, is he no longer in here?
No, he dropped. All right, here
Oh,
we
okay.
go. When you get the message, just say confirm on your screen.
And then this one is nice.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Oh, somebody drowned.
Whoa. What? What?
Somebody got in the water and drowned.
Oh
I'm back.
my goodness. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
This is,
What?
now
This
this is a world
place.
that is big
There's
enough
a
to get lost
lighthouse.
in.
Cool.
Hey,
I'm sorry in
Chris,
advance.
man. Hey, where you at? Hey.
Oh, come on, Alan.
Sorry, I had to go clean this up. and see if
Really?
That's
That's all right. But whose
Cool.
sick idea